My husband and I have been married 39 years, 39. And we are still investing. We're still discussing. Because marriage is hard work. No good marriage is picked on the streets. You have to invest into it. You have to pay attention to your marriage. You cannot allow your children to come in between you and your spouse. You cannot allow ministry to come in between you and your spouse. I don't care how anointed you are. Marriage was established in Genesis chapter number 2. The church was not established. Ministry was not established until the book of Exodus. That's the order. God first, you next, your marriage or your family life next, and then your business or your career or your ministry. That's the order. Let's get it right. You won't sleep in the church. All things being equal, you will not sleep in your offices. That's why I always encourage Christians, honor your pastor, but honor your pastor's wife more. Because she's the one that pastors the person that pastors you. I have a feeling that pastors' wives will be rewarded when we get to heaven before the pastors.
Amen.
Yes. Because some of you, nobody can touch your husband. But our husbands are public properties. Some of you, when you come to church and somebody is talking to your husband, even though you pretend to be looking this way, you are seeing everything that is going on. But daddy, my daddy, what can we do? You don't even have an idea the kind of sacrifices we make to let these people pastor you. What about our children? The kind of sacrifices our children make to make life comfortable for your pastors, you have no idea. It is so unfair to maltreat your pastor's wife. It is so unfair to dwell on our weaknesses. Because we live in a glass house, you see everything. Those of you that are very close to us, executive assistants, associate pastors, you see when pastor is shouting at us. You see we are vulnerable in your presence. You cannot afford to use it against us. We have our marriages to build. We have the ministry to build. We have our personal challenges. It's a lot. Don't envy our big cars and our makeup and all the wigs. Sometimes we are bleeding blessers. We're blessing you, but we are bleeding. And that's why as a pastor or as a man in business, you cannot afford to add to the pain and the hurts of your wife. If she's very quiet, easygoing in church, she cannot really preach, you are the fire, people will call her names. We don't even know where our pastor got this one from. If your wife is the fiery one, she can preach, they will say, our pastor's wife is a witch. If she's quiet, they will say, where did you get her? So we don't even know what to do. So protect us. We're talking about marriage. It's hard work. Don't let your marriage be by the wayside. When you have time for everybody, church member, business people, friends, these, in-laws, everybody. And then you don't have time for your spouse. Your wife or your husband is shouting, you cannot hear. You're too busy. You're too tired. You are lost in the book of Zephaniah and the book of whatever you want. That's not it. It's not right.